bisexual baddies.
Bisexual patties.
If you're a real OG, you know what we're talking about.
That's actually our most listened to episode.
Well, it makes...
Oh, besides the XXX theater one, because we got like 300 listens on that on YouTube.
Oh yeah, when you put it up on YouTube, it like got so much.
I think
so many
people were
listens.
probably looking, or like kids were looking for porn or something.
Yeah, something like that. Or
yeah,
old people.
XXX adult theater.
But that was our very first episode, Bisexual Baddies,
Mhm.
and we talked about bisexuality. And I think one of the reasons why it's most listened is because it's the first. People usually start listening to a podcast from the first one.
Yeah,
so we've done it. We've gone full circle.
a whole year, y'all.
You know, somebody asked me how many episodes we've done total, and now that we're in season 2, we got to do math.
Yeah.
To figure that out.
Yeah.
Let's see.
43 episodes.
And I think that's pretty good. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
We did miss a little bit in there, especially towards the end of the year. Last year, it fizzled out, but
the holidays always do that.
Yeah, but I think this year we're going strong.
Yeah. We've been real consistent. We've only missed 1 week.
Yeah.
This whole year.
So, cheers to that. We decided in celebration to make summer shandies.
Yes.
And it's a southern thing.
I think it is because it's like an Arnold Palmer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Except with beer instead of tea.
Yeah, well, all I know is, I mean, in Indiana gets a lot of the southern stuff too. But in Indiana, in college, I used to drink the summer shandy beer. It was like Leinenhugels. I don't know how to pronounce it. Leinenhugels. But anyway, you know, it's a thing.
Yeah.
And basically it's like lemonade mixed with beer. But I mean, it's not the only brand that does that. I mean, it's a thing. Like people have a cookout and they make their summer shandies,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So I've been craving them because when I went to visit Indiana for my brother's wedding, they had the summer shandy on tap, and I was like, oh man,
on tap,
I remember
that's
that
cute.
stuff. Yeah.
I remember that stuff.
And so now I've just been having a hankering for it. But
My
we
brother
can't
really
find
likes
it here.
those.
They are good.
Yeah.
But we can't find it here. I mean, I think that probably if we went to a big place like Bevmo, they would have it, but you can't get it at just the normal stores. But
Yeah.
In Indiana, you can. It's at like the convenience stores.
Yeah,
You can
same.
Just buy a pack.
Yeah. Anyway,
We're gonna make our own summer shandies.
we're going to do that right now. Would you
Yeah.
like to do the honors?
Yeah, so I'm gonna crack it. I'm gonna put her
This is ASMR for you.
put her next to it.
Put her next to it. Oh, yeah.
We're making our California version with Pacifico.
Yeah. I didn't know what to get, and that's my go-to, so I just got that.
Maybe 1/3 lemonade and the rest beer.
Yeah.
I'm a bartender. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yours looks so good. It looks so perfect.
Wow.
Mine I poured really poorly, but we have very limited table space, and we're like it's around all of this equipment.
Yeah,
so it's
which
very
is scary.
dangerous. Okay, so let's cheers. Cheers to 1 year, our
1 year.
anniversary. Yay!
Mm.
I'm gonna just taste like a lemony beer.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Summer shandy.
Summer shandy.
The California way.
Well, we also have a trip coming up for my birthday. We can drink summer shandies in the pool.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to the desert, baby.
Yep.
And it's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot as hell, and I can't wait.
We should definitely have a blow-up pool situation.
Okay, so
Anyway,
you went home for your brother's wedding.
I did, and I have some tea.
Ooh, tell us the tea.
Well, I don't even know if it's tea.
Well, it's a story.
It's a story, but I'm really mad because right now you had to buy all the snackies. And the reason is I had to spend $500 on a plane ticket when I had already spent $700 prior in January for this plane ticket. So
That's so annoying.
yeah, it's really fucking annoying. So here's what happened. But this was for 2 people, but still.
That's still a lot.
Still a lot. We were at the Burbank airport going from LA to
Vegas.
Yeah, sorry. Let me get into story mode. It's hard to tell a story because you already know it.
I know.
But yeah. So we're going to Burbank to Vegas, and we have a layover in Vegas, and then go to Indianapolis. And our flight, we got there like on time for the flight, and then when we got there, they're like, it was supposed to be 4:30, and they're like the flight's delayed until 6. And so we're like, okay, the Burbank airport is really small. Have you ever been there? It's like tiny. And there was one like restaurant, and literally like right outside the restaurant is our gate.
Yeah.
Like literally right outside it. So we went to the restaurant, and like had some food while we were waiting. And we came out at like 5:45 in time for our 6 o'clock flight. Or so we thought. So we come out at 5:45 and we get to the gate. It's like 5:47 and nobody's there. Like literally nobody. Like the door is closed. There's no agent, like no spirit agent in sight. And then there's another girl with some bags, and like there's like 2 other couples up there, like standing, and they're like, "Are you here for the 6 o'clock flight?" And we're like, "Yeah." Where are they? Like, where?
You're like, what's going on?
What's happening? And we're all just like standing there, like, what the heck is happening? And I like go to another gate, and like all the other gates are looking at us like laughing because they're like, "You're fine with spirit, aren't you?" They're like, no, spirit does some shit like this. And so finally, 6:03 turns around and the lady comes and she's like, "Yeah, you're supposed to be there 15 minutes before the flight like departs or whatever." Like, but we're like, we were actually here 2 hours before the flight departed, but y'all were late.
And we were actually here on time too, but no one was at the counter.
And I was already checked in. That's the thing too. I was already checked in for the flight, like everything.
Normally they call your name on the loud thing.
I guess like
if you're that close, you should.
I guess you can't hear the. They even said this. Like one of the gate agents said that there's no speaker, and which is so stupid.
What?
It's also like y'all could have walked in there and like gotten the people out of there. If you could at least have the decency to do that. It's like so close to the gate.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's like, no. And then there was a 7 p.m. flight just an hour later, which would have gotten us to Vegas in time for our layover. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe we can get on the 7 p.m. flight and we'll be good. And they're like, no, that's overbooked by like 11 people.
Why are you overbooking a flight?
And at this point,
I know
I'm like,
they do that, but that's so annoying.
But
to
11
me.
people is too much.
That's a lot.
And I'm like, okay, well, like, when's the next flight to Vegas, or when's the next flight to Indianapolis? And my brother's wedding is on Sunday, and we're supposed to be arriving on Saturday at like 5 a.m. And they're like, there's no flight going out on Saturday. The best we can do is to get you there by 5 a.m. on Sunday.
Oh,
and I'm like,
no.
Okay, and then come home on Monday? Like, that's crazy. No. And at this point, I'm like kind of starting to freak out and like crying a little because I'm like, this is my brother's wedding. Like, I can't miss the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, I spent a bunch of money on this. Like, can you try to get us on this 7 p.m. flight? Because otherwise, we have no other options. And they're like, well, you can go with another airline or blah, 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 blah. But anyway, then Zia, the manager, comes up.
Fucking Zia
comes up.
Zia.
And I'm like, Zia, can you help me? And she's like, no. Like, you just need to call customer service because they have more power than us. You just need to call customer service. And I'm like standing there in tears, and I'm like, they're probably just gonna tell me the same thing you are because you are at the gate right now, and you're the only person that can actually let me in the flight. Like, I know that you have more power at the gate.
Yeah.
And I'm like saying that to her, but like she's ignoring me, and she turns to her like employee, and she's like, and that's how you do it. And I'm like standing there still in tears.
That's
and I'm
how
like,
you do what, Zia?
I'm like, that's not how you do it. I'm like looking at her and I'm like, that's not how you do it, Zia.
What the fuck?
And then I do call customer service, and this is all like the hour in between the next Spirit flight that's going to Vegas. And I call customer service, and they're like, we can't do anything about it, but you can ask the people that are at the airport.
Wow.
to get on standby. And I'm like, well, I already asked her. Zia does the like, and that's how you do it again to like.
And that's
at the end of this flight. At the end of this flight, she like closes it and she's like, and that's how you do it.
And that's
like,
how you do the worst job anyone's ever done.
She also tried to say I was harassing her because at some point, like after I talked to the customer service person, I was like calling her by her name. I was like, Zia.
Zia, please.
Yeah, but I wasn't
you.
like I was literally just trying to like level with her. I'm like, Zia, this is my brother's wedding.
It's just her name.
Like, yeah, it's like literally her name. And I'm like, this is my brother's wedding. I'm trying to talk to you like human to human. Like, I need to be able to like just let me get on this flight.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're harassing me right now. And then I'm pretty sure she put a $50 charge on my account like for no reason. Because what we ended up having to do.
They can do that.
Yeah, what we ended up having to do is, like, we went over to the other gate, and Southwest just happened to have, like, room on their next Vegas flight, and it was $500, and it was our only choice. And, like, both of us barely had enough money for it. Like, we had, like, just enough money to buy it. And so we had to fucking do it. And we made it for the flight and it was fine. But like, it was crazy.
That sucks.
It was crazy. But when we got to Vegas, they were like, "Oh, you have a $50 charge on your account," and I'm like, "I did not have that before any of this happened."
Yeah, Zia
so
did
this
that.
bitch did this. Like,
She
yeah,
definitely did that.
they took it off for me. Like, thankfully. Now that I'm thinking about it again, I'm like, I should maybe call customer service and like. They actually sent me an email and they were like, "Oh, here's some $50 vouchers. Sorry for your inconvenience." But I want to like call them and be like, "Your manager at the Burbank airport, Zia."
Zia
is unprofessional and rude. That is unprofessional.
That's very unprofessional.
Like, you shouldn't be saying that in front of the
customer.
You shouldn't be saying that in front of the customers. You also shouldn't be telling the customer that they're harassing you
when you're just
like,
using their name.
Yeah, like I even like turned to somebody next to me and I'm like, "Am I harassing her?" And they're like, "No." Like, it's like she's acting crazy.
That's so weird.
Like, yeah. So it was very emotional, but you know,
I'm glad you didn't miss the wedding though.
I'm really glad too, but
now you're
sucks. Well, and I won't be flying Spirit anymore, especially if it's a long flight like that.
Yeah, no.
Like if there's a layover,
only fly Spirit to Vegas and that's it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I will only fly to Vegas or like San Francisco maybe.
Yeah.
But like no long flights because fuck that.
No, fuck Spirit, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck Zia. Fuck Spirit. Zia, if you're listening,
fuck you.
We hate you.
We're going to curse you.
Yep.
Listen, listeners.
Anybody
All of our
listening
covens,
right now? Our coven out there?
Coven come together.
Calling the coven.
Calling the coven.
Calling the coven.
Please curse Zia.
Zia in Burbank.
I hope that something bad happens to her. I really do. I hope her bank account goes negative.
Yeah.
For 3 months.
Yeah.
I hope that she's not able to pay her rent.
And then she gets kicked out.
I hope she gets kicked out.
Then she has to
I
live
hope
on
that
the
she has to live in
streets.
the airport. She has to sneak onto one of the planes and live there.
Yeah. Zia, your life's about to be over.
Oh my gosh, she was such a cunt. I actually felt bad for the people that work for her because she must be such a bitch to work for.
Yeah, she must be.
Like, that's how
if
you
she
do
treats
it.
customers that way.
Well, I mean, and like telling her employees that's how you do it. It's like she's like, "Oh, I just need to take care of this." Like, you know, like you guys can't do it yourselves. I need to take care of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, bitch, you're not taking care of it. They were nicer to me than you were.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah. But you have some tea too. Well, it's some apartment tea.
So I always have apartment tea because my apartment's chaotic.
Well, it's loud and like just a lot of characters live in there.
There's a lot of characters. It's right around the corner from Scientology.
Yeah.
It's in Hollywood technically, like, you know, you're going to have some crazies, but there is a man who lives upstairs with his girlfriend, and I've never liked this man. Like, he's probably like 30, I would say. So he's like kind of
Around
our
our
age.
age,
Yeah. But he's like always giving me weird vibes because he's one of those guys that you can tell is super fake. Like overly nice, overly charismatic, but underneath it all you can tell he's fucked up. And that's how I've always felt about him. And I have never even spoken a word to him.
Does he like talk to you? Oh,
I've never said anything to him. Sometimes he talks to Alfredo and I'm like, ew. But I remember watching him talk to my neighbor across the hall through my Ring camera.
The old guy?
Yeah, he would talk to him a lot. And just the way he talked to him it just rubbed me the wrong way. They fight all the time, him and his girlfriend. I don't hear him. But all the neighbors hear him, and they tell me this. One night I did hear him because he was banging on his door, and he was like, "You're a stupid bitch."
Oh, damn.
Saying like, "This is why your whole family hates you."
Oh my god.
Banging on the door, and then my neighbor like popped his head out and was like, "Whoa, dude." And he called him the F word.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
And ever since then, he's been on my shit list.
Damn.
Because who does that in 2024?
Yeah, that's a hate crime.
Yeah. So the other night, the police were outside talking to Cindy and our other neighbor. And I guess they called the police on him because he hit his girlfriend in the face. And it was like really swollen and fucked up.
Damn.
So they called the police on him, but he like escaped before they got there. Like he went somewhere. And they were like, well, you know, we can't really do much because he's not here. But if he comes back, let us know. So he comes back and my neighbor's like calling
The police.
and at this point we're like, let's just go inside. So the police came back. We were inside at this point, and we saw them go up the stairs and knock on the door, and like we heard all this happen, and then he got brought out in handcuffs.
Hell yeah.
And he was going, I was watching from my Ring camera, like I do, and he was going down the stairs, and he fucking tripped on the last the last 2 stairs. He like fell.
That's what you get, stupid.
I
He was
know.
probably drunk.
He's always drunk.
Yeah.
And he was like, it was so creepy because he was like buddy with the cops.
Ew.
He's like, I guess I should probably put my shoes on correctly, right, guys?
Ew.
Like, shut the fuck up. And that's what our neighbor was saying, was he always like talks his way out of shit, because that's the type of person he is. And I just knew he was like that. So yeah, he got taken away. I haven't seen him since, but I'm sure he'll be back soon. And one of our neighbors texted our management and was like, this guy's physically abusing his girlfriend. Like,
kick him out.
Yeah, do something.
But the other
They
thing
can't
is, like,
though, right?
well, I don't know. They probably could, but if he's causing a disturbance to the other tenants.
Yeah, so she said that, and then the manager replied back to her and said, well, I can't really do anything about it. People complain about you and your boyfriend fighting a lot too.
Is that true?
I don't know.
No way.
But even if it is, it's like, okay, that has nothing to do with
that's
anything.
not a violence situation.
Yeah, like we
That's just
fight.
arguing.
We're a couple.
Yeah.
Because she was telling us like, we fight. We have a kid. We're a couple. Like we fight, but
It's
like
not
he doesn't.
abusive. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I hope she's okay. I hope she gets away from this man, but I know it's really hard. But if I see, ooh, man, I just wish I wish the same. Well, I wish more happens to him than Zia,
Yeah.
because it's a much more serious
Serious crime, yeah.
crime. But Coven, this guy, he's in Los Angeles and East Hollywood. I don't know his name.
He lives by the Scientology building.
Mm-hmm.
What does he look? Describe him.
He's
Everybody picture this.
A tall white man with brown hair and a beard, maybe 1-inch beard.
All right. Hex him.
Hex him. Hex
Hexer.
all these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
So
I hope they go bald.
That's all I gotta say. I hope they all
And
go bald.
We're also gonna hex somebody else. I don't know if we should tell the story because it's a personal story
Right.
of one of our friends, but he is an abuser.
There's a
and he
sexual abuser
who works
at a smoke shop
at a smoke shop in East Hollywood
on Santa Monica.
Near the library,
Mm-hmm.
near the Rite
And
Aid.
he's a
If you
piece
guys-
of shit.
He's a piece of shit,
And he sells drugs illegally.
and not just legal drugs. He's selling like Xannies,
Mushrooms. Probably more than
probably acid.
that. Percocets.
Yeah, probably perk 20s.
Probably. So, fuck that guy for sexually abusing our friend, and
We're gonna hex him.
we're gonna hex him. So there's 3 people, Coven, and the more energy we have, the better.
Yeah. So imagine all those people.
Imagine them, put your
Mhm.
energy into them, and let's make their
Zia-
life hell.
Zia and both of the abusers.
Yep.
Hex. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, we have, okay. We talked about this being Yap Month.
Yes.
It's MLM/Yap Month.
Yes.
And we decided to skip the MLM because it's our anniversary.
Yeah, we deserve to
episode.
have a fun episode.
We deserve it. And so we took it to the gram and asked some of our friends and followers to ask us anything. And we got some
interesting
some
things.
fun little questions.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll get some more as we're doing this. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some live.
I got a question that says, do you have any enemies?
Oh.
Do you have any enemies?
Well, we
Kirsten?
did talk about a few of our enemies
just now.
now.
Yeah, I guess those are those are our enemies.
The other one would probably be Claire Wilson.
Oh yeah, that's she's definitely your arch nemesis.
I mean, like, I think I would have forgotten about her had it not been, like, her keeping, like, she keeps popping up.
Yeah,
Like,
it's mostly my fault.
You tell me about things that you'll see.
Because we're Facebook friends. I don't even know why we're Facebook friends.
She tried to, like, dox me on the internet or something. I don't know. She tried to say I was like not supporting women.
Kirsten left an event to go home.
No,
Claire.
I left, like, we were at a bar together, just me and her, and I left the bar after I was done, and she was all pissed, because she was like, she abandoned me in Skid Row, but, like, I thought, you know, I was 27, she was 30, I thought we just, like, knew not
She was 30.
Yeah, I was 27, she was 30, I thought we just knew not to walk into Skid Row.
Yeah.
Maybe not, I guess not. Like,
isn't she, like, from here, too?
She, no, but, like, her family lived in the hills, in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
Like, they moved later on. But
Whatever.
still, like, it's like you're downtown LA and you're an adult.
Just get home.
Yeah, you're a fucking adult.
You can just get home. Oh, man.
And I was also in distress that night. I had just gotten sexually assaulted.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So. Fuck Claire.
Fuck her. But anyway.
I have an enemy.
Who's yours?
Her name's Genevieve.
Genevieve, what's her last name?
I don't.
Let's hex her.
Well, she went off on me one time. I used to work with her. She went off on me, and now we're not friends ever again. And she's a bitch, so I don't really care. But she's my arch nemesis.
But what does she do? Well, give me one little tidbit.
Well, our work did this thing where they didn't tell anybody who was getting laid off, but they told us that people were going to get laid off. So they were like, they did it in a really shitty way. Like, they had a mass, like, meeting with everybody, and they were like, yeah, so, like, this is what's happening. We're getting rid of this brand, so we're gonna be laying off some people. And if it's you, you'll get an invite from your manager or something after this meeting. So there was like a period of like 10, 15 minutes where we were all, well, I was freaking out longer because I never got a meeting invite, but there was a period after that where we were all like refreshing our computer, like, oh my God, am I getting laid off?
Yeah.
And I went to Twitter and I was like, damn, like, there's really a recession out here, huh? Not knowing if I was the one getting laid off yet.
Yeah.
And she went off on me about it.
She got laid off.
She got laid off.
Yeah.
But I was like, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know who. I didn't even say anything about the company. I didn't say anything about you. I didn't say shit.
It's also like, damn, I feel like even if you were, I don't know, I feel like either way, that's a response.
Right.
You know?
Even if
like,
I knew I wasn't the one getting laid off, like, I'm not saying shit. It's my Twitter. No one knows anything.
It's also like shit. That
like
sucks.
Shit.
You're not like,
You're
that's a good
just
thing.
laid off
You're
like
that sucks.
11 people or something
Yeah.
like that's, you know? And yeah, she got really mad and said that I was
being insensitive or something.
being insensitive, and basically like stuff came out like, I don't know. I was like, don't follow me then. She was like, oh, I'm already not following you. I'm like, okay. And then I just blocked her on everything. We went back and forth a little bit, but yeah, I blocked her on everything.
Yeah.
I was like, dude. So, but she also lives in one of my besties' neighborhoods, like on the same street.
Oh, shit.
And I'm always worried that she's going to see my car and like be like, ew, and then slash my tires.
I'm glad that I'll never see Claire again. I don't think there's any way. But we had a mutual friend. By the way, I introduced her to like all my friends, and basically everybody she knows in LA is because of me. But it's dumb.
That's our enemies. Hex
that's
'em.
our enemies. We're gonna hex them. I'll do a question, and that's from our loyal listener Jessie,
Hey,
who
Jessie.
also bought us a coffee a while back. Thank you, girly.
Thanks, girly.
A few coffees. She bought us a few coffees.
Thank you, Jessie.
And she said that she saw this on TikTok, and credit is Clementine.Calloway is the original poster of this question. But it's a good question, and it relates to our witchiness. If you were dead and your best friends were trying to conjure you from the dead, what 5 items would they need to collect to summon you?
That's hard.
Yeah, I like it better than like the island question.
Yeah.
You know? Because I feel like this speaks to you a little more, because it's like things that, it's not things that you need, it's things that represent you.
I think one thing would be Alfredo. Alfredo would have to be present. If he's still living, he would be one. Maybe my crochet hooks. One of my wigs. My copper wig.
Oh yeah.
that I wear a lot, that I love.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's been on my head a lot.
Well, you just recently wore that one. Yeah.
I did. This is hard.
I mean, probably like some jewelry of yours or something.
Oh,
like some earrings.
Maybe my Aunt Joe's engagement ring that she gave my mom.
Are you wearing it right now?
No.
Oh.
It's too nice. I don't trust myself. And it's too big. Maybe my scissors, my hair cutting scissors.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 5.
Was that 5?
But those are like some good physical items.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. It's like little trinkets.
Ooh, maybe like my Radiohead vinyl.
I think, well, mochi, of course. I don't know. It's hard. Maybe my bike. But that's kind of big.
No.
But still.
We could have it in the room.
We're doing the bike. I don't know. Well, maybe Umi's urn.
Oh. Yeah.
He has my heart.
That's a cat, by the way.
Umi's my cat that died. Well, if I'm doing that, then I got to do my dad.
Wow.
Oh, I got to do my dad. Like, so I have my dad's, like, old. I mean, this is actually, I think, something that does hold, like, spirituality is, it's an old pocket watch from, like, the 1800s.
That's cool.
That was his dad's and then his dad. So I think it's, like, passed down.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I feel like those would be some cool items. That's 4, right? And then, I don't know.
Maybe your tarot cards of some kind.
That's tough because it's like, because my interests are always like fluctuating, it's like what's important to me right now might be like a different thing that's important to me later on. But maybe the tarot cards, yeah. We'll say that. Yeah. Okay. Good question.
That was a good one. Try to do yours. Okay, we got another question from an unknown listener.
Should I do yours?
If your life depended on eating your own poop or snipping off a chunk of your dog/cat's tail, which would you choose? That's dark, Kirsten.
Yeah, well, I don't know who wrote that.
I
They must be pretty fucked up.
Yeah, they're weird. What would your answer be?
You're asking me first?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I wouldn't want to do that to my cat.
I know.
But I really don't want to eat my poop.
I really don't.
I don't think I could do that. I think I'd have to go with the poop.
Yeah, I would have to go with
disgusting.
the poop too. I know. I was thinking the same thing though. I don't think I physically could do it. Like I don't think I could actually do it. I would throw up. I'd feel so bad. I'd just want to die.
If somebody paid me, I would like lots of money. I could maybe do it.
Oh.
If they paid me a lot of money.
Mochi's tail?
Oh no, I'm talking about the poop.
Oh.
But the Mochi's tail thing is just cruel. I don't want to hurt my little baby.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I could do that. But I really don't think I could eat poop either. But if I had to choose, like my life depended on it. At least you're not like hurting anything. Yeah. It's pretty gross though. It's pretty nasty. But as we learned in our Unusual Kinks episode, eating your own poop is less of a biohazard than eating other people's poop.
So it's actually okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
If it's your own.
It's okay.
So
just make sure you eat a lot of corn, and then it feels.
Ew. Oh, but that's actually a cheat code.
Yeah, because it was like mostly
it's like mostly corn.
Yeah.
Oh God.
We're both gagging.
I hate it.
All right, next question. This question is from. Well, I'm gonna let you guess. Who was the best guest on the pod? Ahem.
Missy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me do a real question though. What are a few things you've learned? And what were the most surprising episodes? I think this is about the podcast.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
I feel like
through the list.
Yeah, I feel like I'm always learning shit. Like that's why I like doing it, cuz we're always learning stuff. But you know what episode I really liked?
What?
Was the animal sex.
Yeah, that one didn't get a whole lot of plays, though.
It didn't, but it was fun, and I learned a lot about animal sex, and I just love animals, so I love learning about animals no matter what.
Bonobos. And about bonobos they're quite interesting.
They are interesting. I also really liked the doula episode.
Oh, yeah, that was
Christine.
Good. That was good.
I feel like I did learn a lot from that one.
Oh, she was very informative,
yeah.
Surprising episode?
I think the pregnancy and childbirth episode was surprising because of the descriptions from our friends. It was like, oh God, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, that was really crazy. Let's see. For me, yeah, agree with what you said. I like that we got more into like witchcraft. Like we started doing a lot of like esoteric stuff. Those were probably my favorite personally. Is the witchcraft stuff.
Yeah.
I got really into that.
Yeah.
Astral projection.
Yeah, that was good.
Interesting. Yeah.
That was interesting. I think I did learn a lot from that one. Oh, you know what was really surprising?
Huh.
The Bermuda Triangle.
I don't remember. It was nothing. We didn't really
Exactly.
learn anything. Oh, yeah.
Like, surprise, this is stupid.
This is actually
It's not
nothing.
anything. Everyone knows it's not real.
I liked the Bechdel test, actually. I feel like that one, I don't know if it was surprising, but I think, like,
It's a little surprising to know that so many movies don't pass the Bechdel test.
it was also surprising to know that it's not really, like, I don't know if it's surprising to know that, but I think, like, a lot of people take it too seriously. A serious test.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
Yeah.
We're just naming all of our episodes.
I
'cause
know.
They're all
They're all
great.
so good. OnlyFans, I learned a lot, too. This last episode, I learned a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
So, yeah, that's that. That was a good question.
Mm-hmm. What do you think happens when we die?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I am not one of those people that thinks nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I think either there's like some sort of heaven situation or reincarnation or like both.
Yeah, it could be both.
You know, since we started learning about the past lives thing, I think it could be like kind of both. Like if you like let's say you are done with all of your lives, then maybe there's a heaven situation. But maybe you're not done with all of your lives, then you get reincarnated as something else or someone else.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different theories and different religions like kind of go into that too. But I think so from just the stories I hear from like the near death experiences or people who actually do die and come back to life, there's always like a common theme where it's really lovely and not scary, and everyone that has passed before them is like waiting for them, and it's like comforting, and
So it
it's
is like heaven.
it's like you're going home. Yeah, so it's kind of like heaven. And then but I also listen to these like little kids who recount their past lives when they're like 3 years old and they know shit they shouldn't know because they're 3 years old. That makes me think that there is such a thing as past lives, and there's a lot of religions that think that too.
So maybe it is both.
So it could be both, because, I mean, there was one, I forget what it is now, but Kadar was telling me about it. And they believe that, like, you start off as, like, a rodent, and then you come back as, like...
Oh, you, like, evolve.
Yeah, you
more
evolve
and more.
with each life, but if you kill yourself, you start all the way back at the beginning.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because you're, like, cheating your lesson.
Oh.
I don't know.
like that. It prevents suicide.
Yeah, I guess so.
Suicide prevention.
Yeah. Who knows, really? I mean,
But
we
some
don't
people
really know.
who want to commit suicide, though, would be like, I'd rather be a rat, you know?
Yeah,
than, like, this or
honestly,
this.
yeah. I mean, who knows, really? Like, no one knows. That's, like, one thing we just will never know, probably, until we die, which is crazy. But, I mean, there's a lot of different... I'm very open to, like, what's out... I know I'm going to tell you right now, I don't believe that there's a hell.
I think there might be.
I don't think there is.
Yeah, maybe there's not. I just don't want there to be something. I guess I want there to be something for bad people, like for people that don't deserve. But it's like I don't know if I believe in that either, actually. But yeah, it's just really hard. I think that part of me fears death. Part of me is afraid that there's nothing.
Like your brain just turns off.
Yeah, and there's like nothing.
Which it could possibly be.
Yeah.
You know. We just really don't know, and that's just one of the greatest mysteries of our life.
Next question. This is one of the anonymous ones. If you had to delete 1 year of your life from your memory forever, which year would it be?
That's a hard one. I don't know if I want to delete any memories.
Would it be like the first thing that came to my mind was like the year that my dad died, but
yeah, but that's such a transformative year.
But he would still be dead after. I just wouldn't
exactly.
But I just wouldn't have to remember the pain of it, like the pain of like seeing it happen and.
Yeah, but do you want to forget about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm almost like I feel like I have a different opinion than most people would. Like I almost wish I hadn't gone to the hospital. Because like he was unrecognizable.
Yeah, it is
like
really...
I have that like image in my brain now.
Yeah, I have the same image of my mom in hospice, and they're like not them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would. I don't know if I would delete the whole year, but maybe I would delete just seeing my mom dead.
Yeah.
Because
That
that's
part,
traumatic.
yeah, okay, so like it is like very. I don't know how much I want to go into it, but were you like there like when she died?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
It happened like during the night
Oh,
when I
okay.
was at home. And then we came back the next day and saw her,
Oh.
which was like traumatizing.
Yeah.
Because
It is.
it's just weird, like when life like leaves somebody, they just look completely different. Like it's like life is what makes them who they are, and
Yeah.
then when that leaves, it's like they're just
A body.
a body.
Yeah.
Which it's weird how much like muscles in your face like factor into what makes you who you are, kind of. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the expressions and stuff that you make, and like the way you hold your face, and the way like that's what makes them so unrecognizable, I think.
Yeah.
I've been reflecting on this a lot because
you just had Mother's Day.
yeah, and because May 27th is the death day.
Oh, I didn't realize it was like so close after. My month is October because my dad's birthday was October 2nd, and then he died. I never memorized the death day, but it's somewhere like in the middle of October.
Mm-hmm. I just know it was the 27th because my mom's dad died on the same day, like 30 some years before.
That is weird.
Yeah, super weird.
I like purposely didn't memorize it because I didn't want it to be like, oh, that day every year for the rest of my life is going to be like a day, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's like the 12th or I don't know. Yeah, I also don't want to think about it too much because like when I start to think about what my dad looked like, it makes me want to cry.
I know.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, for me, I think it would be that year, just because I don't like. I think it also like fucked up. Like that's the year that like things started to like go downhill for me. I feel like things were going really well in my life, and then I lost my job in 2017. So that was the year that was the year. It was 2017. I lost my job, and then I was really directionless.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's like if we call that the year, from like 2017 to 2018.
Yeah.
It was like, and my best friend moved away, and like I just didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I wouldn't be upset if my year of 2012 got deleted, I guess, but I don't know. I still think that those experiences made me who I am. At the same time, they sucked ass, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now I think it could have been like 2022 or 2023 when my cat died and just like a bunch of shit happened. I got kicked out of my apartment.
Yeah.
Not kicked out, but
that was a bad
had
year.
to move. And
Or just 2020.
I didn't mind 2020, if I'm being honest. Like, it sucks for the world. But personally, nothing like super bad happened to me in 2020. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't have any loved ones die, and I didn't have to work for a year, and I was making like it was kind of nice. If I'm being honest, like it seems selfish. It is. No, selfish.
I think a lot of people feel like, the same. Though.
If I'm thinking like totally selfishly about it, like I didn't get sick. Nobody around me really got like sick enough to be hospitalized. So like the rest of it was just like chilling and doing some hobbies at home.
Yeah. Like, I think because I had to work like overtime the whole time. Like it was
But
insane.
It paid off now because now you have like a promotion and all that. I feel like, and now you have a work
I was
from home
thankful
job
to that's true. That did make it so that we were working from home from forever on, which I love. But yeah, it was just a really stressful time, I think, because I was really thankful to have a job, but the way that like our company is literally set up for if a pandemic happened.
It's like because nobody was able to go to the salon. Yeah. So everybody's like, oh, gotta figure it out myself.
Yeah, and we sell at-home hair colors, so ooh, man, that was crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
But and exhausting, and like all my friends were just like having fun, chilling,
doing DIY
like,
stuff at home.
Yeah, like, doing hobbies, and I'm like so worn out every day just from like I had to train 1 million people during that time.
So did you get promoted during that time?
Yeah, I got promoted literally like 2 weeks before COVID happened.
Oh,
so I didn't even get to train somebody in real life. Like I've only trained people on Zoom.
Damn.
Yeah. And my boss was really cool because when I got promoted, I went from hourly to salary. But because we were so busy with COVID.
Kept you hourly so you could get time and a half?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. She was like, when all of this, like I think I was hourly for a long time because she's like, when COVID settles down and like everything gets back to normal, like we can put you on salary, but I want you to get paid for the overtime that you're doing.
That's
so
good.
I was making good money.
So, but you were still making like a lower hourly rate than what your salary hourly rate would be. You know what I mean? Like you didn't get a raise, really.
Right. Right. I didn't get a raise, but I did think I ended up making more than I would have.
With salary.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was really cool of her. But yeah, I was just like worn out. Like, God damn, this is
Yeah.
crazy.
That's wild. But you did it, and
I
you
was
made
drinking
it
a
through.
lot.
I was too. I was doing all those like Zoom parties. But that was a good question.
hmm
Next question.
I only have one more serious one because the other ones are kind of silly.
Okay.
But worst period story from middle school.
I can't remember ones from middle school. Like, hold on, let me think. All I can say is my period was weird in middle school because I started, and then I didn't have another one for 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's like the weird thing. I think I've talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah,
before.
we definitely have talked about this
But
on our menstruation episode.
I never. Yeah, I was lucky. I never like had that situation where like I bled through my pants and like everybody saw it. Like I didn't have anything like that. I think it was fine. Like I just had the pads and I was using tampons and it was okay.
Yeah.
My period, I'm just like also a lucky period person because I've never had like super heavy or like really horrible cramps. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty lucky with that. It's just my thing is like the irregularity of it is
Yeah.
very off. Like I can never predict like when it's coming.
Yeah, I don't really remember having any crazy times in middle school except for like when I first started, which I've talked about before, but when
I don't even remember when I first started. Like I don't remember the moment.
Oh, really? Well,
Mm.
I was in 7th grade and I was late to history and I went to the bathroom and I started and I didn't have anything on me cuz I wasn't expecting it. And I went to the counselor's office and I was like crying and I was like, I just started my period.
Aw.
And the counselor was really mean. Mrs. Ferris, you bitch. She was like, well, what do you want me to do about it?
Wow, what a cunt.
And I was like,
Do you have any pads?
can I have a pad? And she was like, honey, I don't know.
What the fuck?
And
She
then
probably thought you were lying or something.
I know. And then I finally got one and I was like traumatized because I was late to history. I had to walk in and the door was at the very front of the room. You had to walk in front of everybody. And I remember like flagging down my teacher, Miss Halkias. And I was like, Miss Halkias. And she came up and I was like, I'm sorry I'm late. I just started my period for the first time ever in my life. And she was like, oh, honey, it's okay. It's okay. Come sit down. And I was like, okay.
That was brave to tell her. You must have felt comfortable with that teacher.
I did. She was cool. She was super cool. But I was like, also like, she's a woman and also like, this is the only time I'm going to get to use this excuse ever.
Yeah,
so,
and you probably wanted somebody nice to talk to.
Yeah,
about it.
after
Like,
fucking Miss
yeah.
Ferris, dude.
Yeah.
Stupid bitch.
Cunty cunt.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember my first time. I really can't remember it, though. I do remember the type of pads that I used. It was like the always ultra thin, the little pink ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I used pads
I
up
used-
until I was like 22 or 23.
Seriously? That's
Yeah.
long.
Yeah. I remember when I put my first tampon in because I had tried before and I wasn't putting it up far enough.
Yeah.
And because my mom always wore pads, she didn't really like teach me how to use tampons. And I remember when I finally put a tampon in and it was the right way. It was like after I had sex, you know, because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it kind of like clicks now. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is where it goes. This is how far up it can go. Like,
Yeah.
da-da-da. So I put it in and I remember wanting to like call my mom and be like, Mom, guess what I just did? But she had already died.
Aw.
But I was like, I wish I could tell her like she'd be so proud of me because like she didn't wear them either.
You were so late on the.
I know. I
game
didn't.
with
I didn't
that.
like them. And I think with endometriosis,
hurts.
it hurts more when you put shit up there.
Yeah.
So I think I didn't know that, but at the time I was like, this is uncomfortable. I don't want it.
Yeah. I remember my friend Suzanne, who was actually on our pregnancy podcast, she taught me how to use a tampon. Well, I mean, like, I had read through the instructions, and I think I had, like, successfully done it a couple times on my own. But I also had that Care and Keeping of You American Girl book.
Oh my god.
Everybody had that. Did you have that?
I don't think I had
Do you
that.
know about it?
Mm-mm.
It's like, I feel like some of our listeners will know what I'm talking about.
Is it American Girl doll?
I mean, it's made from the company,
Oh.
but it was just like an illustrated book for like girls that are going through puberty, and it had like
Oh.
everything that you need to know.
Well, I wish I had that.
Yeah, it was a really good book. I mean, if I have a daughter, I'll buy her that book or something like it, because like it just, you know, you don't have to ask the awkward questions. I just like read it, and it's like illustrated, and it shows you how to use a tampon and like teaches you about bras and like how to measure and like about hygiene and all that.
Cool.
Yeah. But
Shouts out.
So, but I remember my friend Suzanne coached me through over the phone, over the landline phone, like how to do a tampon.
That's funny.
Okay, next question.
Mm-hmm.
This one's good. This is from Bopa. If I ordered a Kirsten and Allie as a cocktail at a bar, what would be in it?
Oh.
It can be 2 individual drinks or 1 drink to represent you both.
I like how she specified.
I like the 1 drink to represent us both, though, because I feel like
Yeah.
we haven't done a question like that yet.
I think I know what it would be.
What would it be?
A Boilermaker.
Oh, yeah. but that's already a drink.
Oh, we have to make up a new one?
I mean, I guess we don't have to. But,
Oh.
but yeah. Well, Kirsten, well, maybe we have to be more specific. Like, what kind of Boilermaker?
Okay.
It would be tequila.
Yeah.
We always get tequila, right?
Yeah.
And
A PBR.
a PBR. Tequila and a PBR.
I feel like that represents us pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Which one is me and which one is you?
You're the PBR.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I think I get that.
And I'm a
Yeah.
tequila.
I'm a little more punky. Maybe
Yeah,
that's why.
and I'm a little more
Tequila.
tequila. Whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
The other one I would say would be like an espresso martini.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
Yeah. With peanut butter whiskey.
Ew.
Don't knock it till you
Oh,
try it.
actually, yeah, it would probably taste like a Reese cup.
It's really good. I don't
Yeah.
even like whiskey. It's really good.
I would try it.
Well, that won't be our cocktail because you never had it.
Yeah, it can be.
Maybe just a normal espresso martini or an Irish coffee.
Yeah, Irish coffee is good, but we need to make it like ours. How do we make it ours? What's an ingredient that we like together? What are we always drinking and eating?
We always switch it up.
Yeah,
Pizza,
we do like pizza.
wine, boxed wine.
Maybe it'd be like. Well, right now it's a summer shandy.
Mm-hmm. See, we switch it up.
We like to switch it up.
We're not just one drink
Wonders.
wonders. we have a array of. Our palate is very
Sophisticated.
sophisticated.
It's like episode 2 when we did the cocktail episode.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. That was like our second one.
Yeah, we ought to do that again sometime.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions?
I do. There's more.
Wait, there's more.
If you had $1,000 to buy your podcast partner a present, what are you giving her?
That's cute.
Yeah, because I want to get you something that's like fun, but I also want to get you something that you need.
Mm.
Well, first I would ask you if you want to spend it on your bills. And
Oh,
if you
yeah.
don't want to spend it on your bills, like your debt, then probably like a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a trip would be what I would get you to. I thought you were going to say a MacBook Pro.
Girl, that's going to be more than 1,000.
Because I have a MacBook Air and I don't hear the end of it.
But I feel like no, because that's not something you need.
Yeah.
I think I would buy you a trip. I mean, I would probably like take you on a trip with me
Yeah.
and
Well,
we'd go somewhere fun.
if we each had $1,000,
We'd just
then
go on a trip.
we'd just go on a trip together.
Where would we go? It would
Out
be
of the
fun
country.
to do like a girls' trip.
Yeah. I want to go out of the country.
Me too.
I'm over it.
Have you been out of the country before?
I've never left North America, but I've been to Canada and Mexico.
Okay. Well, you know what would be fun? I just glitched. I just glitched because I was like, should I just finish my thought or should I go on to the next one? Well, my first thought was England. I've been to England. I've been to Japan. I've been to El Salvador and the Bahamas.
Okay.
Those are the ones outside of the North, and then Canada and Mexico too. So I've been to 6. But England was really fun.
Well, I might be going to England in December.
For what?
Work.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
that would be fun.
I hope.
Can I go with you?
Sure.
Are you allowed to bring friends?
No.
What if we sneaky?
If you bought your own ticket
I would.
and you stayed in the hotel with me,
Yeah, I
we
would.
could do that.
I'd be sneaky.
Yeah, he could be sneaky.
But I think Kadar would want to do that.
Well,
he better buy his own ticket.
Well, he can if he buys his own ticket, because it's a free trip for me.
But I think Ireland would be cool.
Ireland would be cool.
That would be really fun.
Thailand?
It's beautiful. Thailand too. I want to go.
Because it's cheap
too.
there too. So
yeah, and it's
our
tropical.
money would go further.
That's true. I guess my thought is there's a language barrier, but
Right.
another place like Thailand that most people speak English is the Philippines.
Oh yeah. I'm actually training someone from the Philippines right now, and he said that everyone learns English in elementary school.
Yeah, they're mostly fluent. I mean, I think Thai people, a lot of them speak English
I'm sure
too,
they do.
but
Yeah.
especially if you're in the city.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. Oh, well, this one, the question is, and this is from James, who also, we just noticed, bought us a coffee.
A couple coffees.
A few coffees.
Yes. Thank you, James.
Thank you, James. Literally just did. And he asked any topics that you wouldn't discuss on the podcast. This is a good question.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about not discussing politics too much.
Really? Because I feel like we're pretty political. I think that I think sometimes we don't want to go into certain
heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to keep it fun.
Yeah. But what about things that you wouldn't want to I mean, wouldn't go too far into my personal sex life.
Yeah. Actually, that, and then probably my job too much.
Yeah,
my
same.
Company and people that work there. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I signed an NDA, so I can't.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
You didn't know that?
No. I'm serious.
Yeah, because that's why I never tell you anything about my job.
You do, though. Oh, I mean, you never do.
Yeah.
You never do.
Never do.
That's true.
But yeah, I feel especially when I was working at the distillery, because I felt like there was people that would listen to it. Right now, my job, there's nobody that would listen to because nobody follows me on social media or anything. My job right now, which is kind of how I like to keep it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people do follow me. Some people do.
I think if I start working there longer, we will eventually. But it's kind of it's nice. People are pretty separate.
A silly one I have says, do you believe the chord Drake tries to hit was A minor? A minor. And I do believe that.
Yeah, I believe it too.
I think he's a weirdo.
I think he's a bad guy. He's a bad man.
Bad man.
A bad man. He's a bad man.
Yeah, I think he probably wants to hit.
He probably has. Let's be real.
Hit it with an A minor.
Let's be real. He probably has.
Probably.
Oh, dream podcast guest?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe someone crazy
Like
my
your
ex. Like my ex.
Oh, you did the voice. You did the voice so good.
Thank you. That's JoJo Siwa, in case anyone's out of the loop.
You know. If you know, you know.
But for real, who would you have on? If you could ask anyone in the whole world.
Well, maybe I would bring our dead parents.
Oh
on
shit!
It. Yeah.
That'd be spooky.
Your mom and my dad, and we can do a spooky
That'd
episode.
be spooky.
But other than that, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to pick just one person.
I know. I almost feel like I would choose what's that girl's name? Drew
Barrymore.
No, Drew Alfonso or whatever.
What? Drew Alfonso.
Hold on, let me get her name right. Afualo. Drew Afualo. She's the one. She's the girl that always talks shit about men on her TikTok, and she got famous for it. Mm-hmm. Well, she's really good at it.
Oh, so you just solely because she would be a good storyteller.
Yeah,
and
because
you idolize her.
Well, I like her a lot. I think she's amazing. But I think she would just be really funny and fun to hang out with, and we could talk shit about men, and it would be fun.
You know who I would like if we're thinking of TikTokers? Is that girl. Do you know this girl Madeline? She always has different colored hair, and she's, well, maybe it's just my niche, but she's she owns her own fashion brand, and she's in her 30s, but she looks like she is in her 20s. And they run it on like a socialist method of.
Oh.
Yeah, and she just like always talking about.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's her.
She looks cool.
Yeah, she's always talking, and she's in LA, but she's always talking about money and like it's like an interesting way of like learning how to save your money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would listen to her.
But she also just has like little ADHD tidbits. She reminds me of us actually.
Aw.
Yeah.
What's up, girl?
Yeah.
Come on our pod.
Yeah. She has a podcast. Maybe we can get her on.
Of course she does.
She got too many followers though. She would never come on to ours. She's got like 1 million
yet,
or like 2 million followers.
She
like,
wouldn't yet.
Not yet.
Maybe one day. Yeah, neither would Drew. She's got way too many followers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I could answer better, but I just don't know.
Yeah, like somebody in history. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine.
Because there's so many people out there.
Yeah, I feel like our answers are good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that was it. Thank you for your questions, guys.
Thank you so much for taking a trip down memory lane with us. That was fun.
That was so much fun. That was a fun anniversary episode, just doing the AMA.
1 year.
1 year anniversary. We're going to do a cocktail episode soon. But the rest of the month, we're talking about MLMs.
We're still going to do
yapping.
We're still going to be the yapping ladies you know us as.
That's right. That's us.
And
we're always saying it.
Always saying we're yappers.
We're always yapping.
We're always yapping around. We're yapping around town.
All right, friends. I hope you guys liked that episode.
Hope
Great
you
episode.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you, James, for buying us coffees today.
Yeah, he just did today. That was very nice.
Anybody else who wants to buy us some coffees?
We'll call. Yeah, if you guys buy us coffees, we will try to remember to call you out on the day of. So yeah. So please buy us some coffees, and it's in the link in our bio. And remember, these are not your regular coffees. These are going towards our equipment.
Yes.
So
they're not actually coffees. It's just a cute way to say it.
So far, we don't have enough to really buy even one microphone, but
we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah.
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 We could buy like a cheap microphone. We could buy one from like TikTok Shop.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to do. We gotta get quality.
We want a nice one, guys. Yeah.
Follow us on everything.
You know, thank you so much, Pod. That's us.
That's us. Thank you so much, everyone. Love you. Bye. Mwah.